beta, banana, guys. We have the newest Bedrock beta 1.16, 100.57 out now, guys. Changes a little stuff with portals, spawners, things like that. Changelog. Let's do it right now. Hey there, guys. Skippy here from Skippy6 Gaming. Guys, you noticed something weird today? We are doing this beta on Windows 10. That's because for some reason, the beta won't update on my Xbox, which is where I usually do it. So we just did Windows 10 because I want to get the video out fast. And yeah, there's something weird going on. It keeps showing there's a problem with your registration. So let's do this, guys. Beta banana starts with this tweet right here from J Mega Spud. Yeah, there's a ton of bug fixes. Small changes like that. There is a lot. This is actually a 4-page changelog for a beta, and yeah, it seems pretty cool. Guys, consider subscribing to the channel if you like this sort of content, and yeah, I like Windows 10. It's just weird. I'm not used, and you might hear my clicking on my semi-mechanical keyboard in the background, and yeah, so I got ready. Let's do this, guys. We're going to jump into the changelog. First things first. If you join the beta in your worlds, be prepared. You won't be able to put them back into the regular update. And yeah, if you don't know how to join the beta, there's a video in the description below that will show you how to join the beta and leave the beta. And last but not least, there is also a link to the actual changelog in the description below if you want to read it instead of listening to me. Once I'm done, we're going to talk about some of the things. So here we go right here. Bang, Minecraft. 1.16, 100.57. So bug fixes fixed several crashes that could occur during gameplay. Fixed an issue where the game could crash if suspended one of the new achievement screens, because there is new achievement screens. We'll look at it again. Made code optimizations to improve chunk loading performance. So I think that's going to stop lag when you're going in and out of the nether and stuff like that. Yeah, beta changes. Nether portals no longer break in a ripple pattern. They break all at once. Spawn eggs can now be used in an underwater mob spawner. So let's keep going. Right here, general fix an issue with worlds disappearing from the worlds list during crash on start. The Beaconator achievement can now be reliably unlocked. Fixed a bug where the Archer trophy would not unlock after meeting the criteria, and city loot chests now generate correctly. Basalt pillars now generate in Soul Sand Valley again. Fixed player collision box not properly sizing when swimming. There was something going on with swimming big time. I've been getting a lot of feedback about that. Gliding, etc. Mob spawn range now scales with simulation distance. Villagers from older versions now level up correctly when trading. Improved performance of farmer villagers when harvesting or sowing crops. Fixed a bug which could prevent farmer villagers from harvesting crops. Phantom wings now make a flapping sound. Very cool, very cool. Player-ridden striders now jump onto magma blocks as well as non-full blocks in front of them. So they weren't going on slabs too. Yeah, let's keep going here. Non-full blocks in front of them when guided by fungus on a stick. Overworld animals leashed to the player no longer become unleashed when the player returns from the nether. Striders now correctly execute move to liquid goal. Baby animals can be tamed once again before growing up. Bees can now only exit beehives and bee nests through air blocks. So if you block in the beehive, they're not going to be able to leave. Let's keep going. Beehives and bee nests now show correct front-facing texture. Crimson and Warp Stemmed hyphae are now in their correct creative inventory groups, because I think they were in wood before. We'll look at that as well. Item names now appear correctly. Piglin Snout banner can now be found in inventory again. Banner patterns can now be crafted in the 2x2 crafting grid. Craftable items now appear correctly. Written books no longer exist in the creative inventory. Fix an issue that meant item damage was not assigned until a world was reloaded. Players can now see item durability immediately after crafting it. So, fixed an issue that prevented an empty item from being given back after using for food, like a soup or a bowl, the bowl from the stew. Fixed a bug where dropped items could stack up and become invisible when merging with another item stack. Fixed a bug where iron, gold, and diamond horse armor would show as all white. Mob heads and bee spawn eggs are now correctly in the inventory. Netherite armor items no longer take durability loss from players standing on magma. So let's keep going. We're on number 4 here. Pitch. This is audio changes. Pitch written in sound definitions JSON is now correctly played. Phantom wings now make a flapping sound. So they doubled up on that one. User interface, beacon container interface no longer shuffles items around inventory slots when trying to quick move items from inventory when hotbar is full. Right exit hint now clears action bar messages. Update the profanity filter list. Who knows? One day I want to check that out. I wonder what they filter, like, what did they added? They should have told us, guys. It would be like the adult version. Character creator, fix character creator navigation problems between feature items, achievement rewards, emotes, and the dressing room. They've also added an emote on the last update that I didn't make a video for, but we might look at that today. Crafting screen, various improvements of the crafting screen UX when using a controller. Items in the inventory no longer move into the crafting grid when hovering over recipes. The selected recipe will no longer be cleared when changing tabs, even if you don't have all the necessary ingredients for that recipe. Picking up items while the cursor is hovering over a recipe now updates the recipe's new index. Touch controls, guys, big changes. Pressing the leave boat button on touch devices will no longer make the player hit a pat. That always happened too. Whenever I try to play, that's what I always did. And my little nephews play with me, and they always hit me when I'm in a boat. A button icon has been added to the NPC dialog screen, which gamepad press to close the window. The hovered slot data is now cleared properly whenever the cursor is moved out of an item slot. This way, the gamepad helpers are correct when you are not hovering on an item slot anymore in any container screen. The item name text appears when the player changes the hotbar selection, now anchors from the bottom. This way, when it grows, it will not overlap with the hotbar. Change game tag and manage account buttons on setting screen in the profile section now opens URLs correctly on the iOS and Android. Back and forth. Added clear spawn point / command. I'm not sure what that does. We might test it. I don't know if I'm at spawn here, so we will try maybe. Added a new event command that can be used to trigger an event on an entity. Using spawn point command will not affect players that are sleeping. So I feel like you can clear spawn point, and it's saying that if there's a player sleeping at spawn point, oh, I know what it is. So clear spawn point means that you won't have a spawn point anymore, and you will end up going back to the original spawn of the world. So that's what that means. Very cool. We're going to go to the last one right here. Technical changes. Added item lock components to allow for items to be locked in the inventory, locked in a slot, or kept on death. So these are all pretty cool. Added a new loop, delay fields, skeletal animation files that control how to wait between each iteration of a looping animation. Fixed a bug where the start delay fields in skeletal animations were being used for both the initial delay before playing an animation and for interloop delays. Fixed a crash that on Android and included more descriptive content error to print shader linker problem on screen. These are pretty high-tech things. Added a camera shake command to enable camera shaking effect. That's super cool. Villagers, zombie villagers, and once again correctly spawn as a baby when using the summon command to summon them in the event of Minecraft entity born. Older command versions using /execute will now use the proper position for command selectors when calculating the radius. Items banners using the set banner details function no longer throw a content error when base color isn't specified, but rather only when base color is invalid. Added decrement count event response for items. Move towards restriction goal. This goal has been removed in favor of the two new child goals that make the behavior more clear. Behavior works the same, but is now separated out into two goals. So let's keep going here. Move towards villager. I'm going to actually just leave it. These are basically, command technical changes that will allow different mobs to do different things. Just pause it right now. Read it if you want. Let's jump in. You guys don't want to, I feel like I sound silly reading it because it's kind of like in codish, and I don't even really get it. You know what I mean? So let's keep going here. So let's go in the game. So the big changes, there's two major changes with regards to the way that this works, is the ripple effect. So basically this used to break. So if you would break this here, it would ripple and go brrr, and now it doesn't do that. Now it just pops. The whole thing just pops, like right one by one. I don't know exactly what it looked like before. I'm not sure if I really care if that's really cool or not cool. Yeah, seems fine to me. Let's go over here where our spawners. So spawners can now take spawn eggs underwater. This is yet another super cool thing, I guess, yeah. So you can now put a spawn egg. I guess that's a magma cube. I guess the magmas won't spawn in water. I guess basically because that's, yeah. I feel like there's something that stops magma cubes from actually spawning in water. I wonder what could spawn in water. Do you think, I don't think a cat. This is crazy. I'm being crazy, so. Maybe. I think cats need grass to spawn anyway. So on that note, we'll leave that on that one there. I'm not sure that I have, yeah. Yeah, so I guess they need grass to spawn these little kitties. They're not going to spawn underwater. So just because this rule exists now doesn't mean that anything has changed in the sense that what's going to spawn where. So I guess Elder Guardians. So maybe that's going to be, let's see this. Let's see this. Look at that. Skippy, you're a genius. Are you a genius? There we go. Guardians. So I feel like now this Guardian could spawn under there. Yeah, see? There you go. So now Guardians are going to spawn under there. This place is going to be laggy and noisy real quick. I feel it is. It says Guardian there. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Let's get out of here and let's go over here. A bunch of changes with things being tied to leads in the thing. Beehives. So now beehives as well. They're not going to... yeah, bees are not going to be able to escape if they're blocked. So if they're blocked, bees will only be able to exit in air areas, if that's a real word. And yeah, so I think that's it, guys. We're not going to really go into too much further. I think in the nether here, let's see what the nether looks like on this side. Basically, they just kind of changed around striders with fungus on a stick. Weren't really going into a lot of the different directions and places that they were required. They wouldn't go on non-full blocks. They wouldn't go on magma blocks. And yeah, so we have ourselves, yeah, basalt pillars now appear. Look at that, how convenient. We found some right there. We got another fortress right there. I'm pretty sure this is spawn. Guys, don't forget to smash that like before you go. Don't forget as well to subscribe to my channel for, yeah, cool tutorials, news updates, and stuff. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.